Athleisure. Well, it's a word we're all getting a bit fed up with because nobody can think of a better word, and what does it actually mean? And I think people are going about this the wrong way. Everybody starts by thinking it's about multi-purpose garments. I go to the gym, I can wear the same things to work, in the office, and from the office I can go to dinner, and it's all about one garment fitting all. But I think it's actually much more than that. It's to do with the current zeitgeist in the world, which is about wellness. Everybody is into wellness, spiritual wellness, physical wellness, appearance wellness, the whole concept of wellness. We see it in food. Green goddesses. Are you eating healthy food? Are you getting your vitamins? Are you doing everything properly, etc., etc.? So this concept is about wellness. And it's about garments which have a dual function, garments which look glamorous in a sartorial way, but combine the function and performance of active sportswear. So I'm wearing garments which make me feel good as well as make me look good. And it's that magic combination. Now, we had this kind of concept in fashion in the 80s. I remember going to Premier Visual. It was very sexy because you had all these women in leggings and body stockings, and nobody could concentrate because they were all running around Paris. It disappeared. But this trend is much stronger and much deeper. And it's not a fashion fad. It's going to continue for at least 5 years to 10 years. And the reason for this is it's to do with our spiritual and happiness. Because if you feel fit, you feel good. And if you feel good, you're happy. And it's a continuous cycle of going around. Whatever age you are, I'm wearing things that make me feel good. If I'm happy, I'm going to keep wearing them. Now, this athleisure concept, what does it mean for swimwear? We already have a concept of swintimates where people are using swimwear in the same way as activewear in everyday dressing. But it's more than that because swimwear is changing. Swimwear is no longer about making glamorous pieces for the beach. Swimwear is about feeling good. And the most important thing in swimwear for the future is not the color or the design or the print. It is a combination of that with the new understanding of compression. Compression is not about streamlining your body, showing your tits in a big way and having the hair. Oh, it's about feeling good. It's like the socks on the aeroplane. We had this whole thing before about socks on an aeroplane. Dangerous, you get blood clots, etc. So you need to wear special socks. It's the same concept in swimwear. I'm going to wear swimwear, which actually makes my body feel good, feel better, and bring me some good. And this is a very important concept in swimwear to combine these two things together and promote swimwear as well-being, not just as glamour on the beach. Well, as a modest person myself, as you can all see, this is a very difficult topic. We are all narcissistic, some of us more than others. I am very guilty of narcissism, etc., etc. But this narcissism has become a very important part of millennial behavior. I'm not saying it's because millennials are arrogant or into themselves so much. I mean, the selfie thing, we all know about that. It's part of their style of communication. My generation had verbal communication. We had interface. We met each other. We discussed things. We made judgments from across the table dialogue. Today, without this interface of direct communication, direct meeting, the only way to communicate is through visual impression. That's why on the internet, for example, it's like fashion. When you're selling garments on the internet, it's no longer about the garment, it's about how you photograph it, how you style it, how you present it. So this generation is all about presenting themselves. So it's all about how do I present myself, how do I look good, etc., etc. So we run into a problem of making ourselves look good. And because of the peer group feeling, everybody wants to be beautiful, so everybody's competing to be beautiful. So we're all cheating. We're using programs which improve our complexion. We're using programs which change colors. We're using programs that make us look slimmer, etc., etc. Now, there's a very, very big danger in this. I call it the Lucy complex. Millennial generation has been ruined by me. Not because I took all their jobs and spent all their money and they have no future and destroyed their planet. It's because I made them feel special. When they were kids, mommy and daddy, you're special. When they go to school, you're special. Everything is special. So they feel special. They think, oh, I can be a prime minister, I can be a ballerina, I can be whatever I want. The truth is, life is not like that. The truth is when they come out of that, they realize that they are not special. And this leads to really, really big delusion problems, depression, etc. So it's very, very dangerous in one category and the other. It's a global phenomenon because the world is global. So we're all narcissistic, we're all modest at the same time. We don't want to say it, but we're all trying to be beautiful. The new thing is, and this goes back to a very deep philosophical conversation, the new feeling, the new slowing down, the new feeling that all this posing, image making is not relevant, but we should go back to the real self, who we are, tell the story as we are. This is a growing movement, ugly Instagram, etc. Be me, be true to yourself. It's catching on in a big way. It will be like sustainability in a way. It will grow slowly, but it's a drip down factor. But like fashion, people still love to go to Primark because it's cheap and quick. People still slow to buy the investment garment which will last forever. It's going to be a slow process, and I think it's about human nature. 90% of us will go for the quick glamour. 10% of us will think about things in a more serious way, which brings us on to the whole concept of mindfulness. I find this mindfulness thing, again, a bit of a marketing story. Yes, life is too fast. Yes, we need time. Yes, I want to be with my children. Yes, I need to see myself. Yes, I'm too much in the surface. I'm too superficial. We are all very, very conscious of that. But we're in a market which is a very difficult market, a capitalistic market where competition is strong, where performance is strong, and unless I'm the best, I don't get a job, etc., etc. So mindfulness takes time. And one of the things I object to mindfulness is it's being marketed. It's being sold as a commodity. Mindfulness, when I started, was like you go into a room and you sit in a corner all by yourself and you meditate or you yoga. Now you buy apps. You spend $7 a year or a day getting apps and telling you how to be happy, you know, unless I got the app. So it's become a business and not a spiritual thing. So that's my big problem. But I like it. I mean, I don't do it myself because I'm too yappy and too gazeuse and too fast and I don't have the time to sit down. But I do understand it, and I think it's beautiful. My wife is a Buddhist, and she's very, very calm. I am never stopping, always running. And even when I have a massage somewhere, the people say, you're useless because you can't sit still. So I don't know. It's good for some people, and bad. I hope the world is changing. I hope the world is becoming more responsible. I hope it's getting more mindful. I hope we can save the planet. But in my opinion, it's going to take a lot more than voluntary behavior. It's going to take legislation and government. Like sustainability in China, when the government decided, right, no more pollution, close that. 40,000 factories in China closed last year, not only because of the collapse of the market, but because the government said you've got to perform in a certain way, you've got to have less pollution, etc., etc. So it's going to take a combination of voluntary and legislation. But mindfulness is part of that. Shared economy. Now, another catchword that's been growing and growing and growing. And this all started off in a very well-meaning way. Neighborliness, community. Let's build our community. Let's be neighbors. Let's help each other to form a strong bond. And it was just simple. I will give you my lawnmower, and you give me your mixer, and I will give you this. And we'll swap and we'll change. Why each of us buy a lawnmower? We don't need it. Let's share. Very nice. And you had swap shops, and you had genuine charity, and you had genuine... Suddenly, people realize, this is a business. Suddenly, everything around you has become a business. Your house is a business. Your house is an Airbnb. Your house is a restaurant. Your house is a gallery. I use your house to show my furniture. Suddenly, everything you've done, I'm selling it. So whereas before in this whole sharing economy, everybody's like, let's get together, let's help each other. I can cook well, you can clean well. Well, I'll do the cooking, you do the cleaning. Everybody now looks at how to make money out of it. And everybody talks about Airbnb and the other successful one, Uber. Look how much money they are making out of sharing. So the whole sharing thing becomes really, in a way, another story of capitalism, but in a soft form. And it's going to increase. It's like Etsy. Etsy was about selling craft. I make one pieces. I'm helping people to sell craft. And suddenly, I make something good. And suddenly, I'm selling not 2, but 20. 200, 2,000. Then I have to start production. Then I have to get more people. So suddenly I'm building a factory out of something that started as a principle. So in the end, I remember somebody telling me, I believe that communism will return to this world because we can't go on as we're going and it's too have and have not. But I remember somebody telling me, you know something? Actually, it was an Indian. He said, all human beings are capitalists at heart.